Greetings. This is Monster and Goddess 777. Hi, everyone. It's been a little while, not a long time. Come on in. We got some stuff to talk about. Come on in. Come on in. I don't care if I could turn the light on. Anyway, greetings. I think I'm a little bit of an expert with this situation about unfortunately, EJ Johnson. We're gonna talk about that. Come on in. I know everybody on live, but I'm gonna go and get my little 2 cents in. So I just want to talk about EJ Johnson is talking about how he likes dating straight men. And I know we as people that's maybe not in the community or don't know their lingo, that's what they say. They say that they like straight men. So I know because I have had a few friends that were into that lifestyle that were actually what do they call them in Thailand, the lady boys, and I've worked with them. I've went to school with some guys that were like professional drag queens, where they, I'm not saying they were international, but they were pretty big in in the area of the area where they moved to the city, and they were like pretty big with the drag queen entertaining and stuff. And he was a gay guy, but I grew up with him and went to school with him. And I've known other ones or whatever, they were cool back in the days and stuff. They were a little different now. It seems like I guess it's up with them and everybody's angry now. Not just the gays, but everybody's angry. It's people I guess it's everything reached its boiling point. But EJ is saying that he likes straight men, and I get it cuz a lot of the guys that's like they have wives and girlfriends, they date those lady boys, I call them, trans or whatever, because they be looking at all like Armin said, they looking at all that weird stuff. They looking at too much corn, and when they looking at too much of that corn, and unfortunately, I was they have it where they trying to let the kids. You got to be careful with your children looking at the internet and stuff because they are actually grooming the younger children, like the ones that's like teenagers and preteens, to look at the lady boys on the corn. Cause I was homeschooling a child and they had slipped off and was looking at corn, and it was a lady boy. It's terrifying me because it was an anime. This was a corn anime. Hey, how you doing? How you doing, 50 King? How you doing, Lily Star? Just Star Show Snow. I like that. Everybody come on in. I'm talking about EJ Johnson and the language of the how they talk about straight men, and we don't, if we're not in that lifestyle, we thinking that, oh, they not straight, but actually I have had a lot of friends that were like lady boys, like the Thailand people call them. Whether I've had a couple of ones that I went to school with, and I ain't saying I'm an expert, but I'm pretty good. And I have had where he wasn't a lady boy, but it was a guy that was gay and he was sleeping with straight guys. He said marry men and all that. He came to me and exposed somebody that I knew. Like, this was a while ago, but he actually exposed a person that I knew, and he also exposed a lot of other people that were like married men and men that were supposed to be straight. And he was honest, and I appreciated it to this day. May he rest in peace, because he really helped me a lot by telling me the truth about this. I've, like I said, I've had gay friends that were like gay to the point where they never been with a woman. Even one of my coworkers at the hospital ended up marrying a man. So I don't have any problems with people and their lifestyles and what they decide to do in the bed. I don't like. I grew up in a very, very religious Pentecostal holiness upbringing that preached against all of that type of stuff. But as I grew up and I observed, I saw where a lot of the people that was speaking against it, they was struggling with their sexuality, and it was a lot of homosexuality and a lot of pedophilia and the pedophilia and I'm supposed to be saying that Pedialyte or whatever you call it. It was in the church. It was in the I ain't gonna say necessarily my church, but it was everywhere. Like it's embedded in the roots of all of that. Like the children and the it's in the like everybody's like, oh, it's just a certain color. No, it's all colors. It's all through all diasporas of races of ethnicities. Yeah, it's in the church too. It's in the church. The homosexuality, the men fronting like they're in love with God, but they struggling with their I don't know. I don't know. I just from my observation and my expertise dealing with this, because I've been researching this for a while. And like I said, I was confronted by a man that was dealing with men that were supposed to be straight. And he was telling me like how he done slept with most of the guys in that city that were like married guys, and how he was like involved with this one group. He be messing with families. Like he'll mess with a few men in the same family, and they'll they'll act like they're with women, and they be on the down low with this guy, and he was paying them. He even said when he came into his money, he done paid a lot of bills. He done paid a lot of people. He was like he was giving these guys lump sums of money. He been messing with these men before they ever, and he wasn't dressing. Now, he was real flashy, but he was dressing like a man. But you could tell he was gay, and he been gay for a long time. And this man actually, when he passed away, before he passed, he told me that he had the house in Virginia. He was very honest, and I appreciated it because he was saying like most people would not been as accepting of the information as I was. But I've always been the type of person where if you approach me the right way and you don't mean me no harm, and I can sense that you telling me something that for my good, I'm not gonna be like, I don't want to hear this. Get away. I mean, he was really honest and he was very comfortable talking with me because he told me a lot of. I appreciated it too. This even wrote about it. I mean, I offended some people, but it's mighty funny that the people that I offended are the same people that was like trying to hide, and they were coming for me. So I'm like, if you're gonna come for me, then hell, I'm gonna sit you down. Do you not know? I got this information. Matter of fact, I wouldn't have said nothing about it, but I had to protect myself. See, people will throw a rock at you and hide their hand. And when you show them like you playing chess, motherfucker, you not playing checkers, then they get victim. That victim, yeah, they want to play victim. Then when they don't I notice people underestimate their opponents. They really don't sit back and know how to play chess. They be playing bubblegum games, Uno, hopscotch, and checkers. You don't never underestimate a person that you going to battle with or a person that you going to work. That's what they doing over there, I think, in Iran. They didn't they thinking they dealing with Venezuela. I guess they think they dealing with Iraq. They thought we all. I think this is planned anyway, because I think that they want to get America, the people that really run America. You know who our president's been since the '90s, Mr. BB. I think they really want to get America out of the Middle East and destroy the petrodollar, and then we owe. Well, I don't, but they do. They take out tax dollars, and we. This is not a democracy. They do what the fuck they want to do over here with our money with us. So I think they trying to destroy America because of the debt and just crash it on out because and get them out of the they have too much presence over in the Middle East. That way, think about it. I'm agreeing with that. Wong, what's his name? Wong, Professor or whatever he is, the Wong guy. Shin, what is it? Is Wong? It's Wong Shing or something. It's Shin Ching. It's Shin Ching. Yeah. I'm agreeing with him. They doing this on purpose. It's been planned long ago. These people been living for a long time. Yeah, I'm gonna seem like I'm all over the place, but I'm gonna land it. These people done had time to plan. They just jump bodies and all this weird shit. That's why they don't want to show us greetings, everyone. They don't want to show us all of them Epstein files because it's so freaking weird. Like it's so weird until it seems like the conspiracy theories are like your wildest conspiracy theory is true. They all are true. I'm just telling you. But I think like that anyway, so it's not weird to me because I think like that. But most people they don't think like that. Like they don't they think like, oh well, the people that we see now are the true players. Like the people that we see as far as the Rothschilds, the Rockefellers. Some of us we think Trump is in charge. Even some of us think that Netanyahu is in charge. We think that the politicians is in. But these are the puppets. You never see the real hidden hand. The puppets is who we are seeing. And you gotta really be able to think like, why do they have us divided because and distracted like this? Like it's too much information. Everywhere you turn, this is going on, that's going on. Got a storm coming. They blowing up and entering in the city and taking these people shit. Oh, it's a nuclear threat. Oh, we got the daggone cartel. We gotta save America. It's just too much. It's like an overload where you just have to put your phone up, cut off the damn devices and the iPad and the Mac and the tablet and just go somewhere and sit by a moving stream of water and take your feet off and ground because it's too much. It's too much information. Like it's mixed up with a bunch of shit to lead you down the rats. All this information is not accurate. And all these gurus and stuff are not accurate either. All these people, do I need help right now? I need some help me, daddy. Besides, I don't know what you trying to say about some daddy or something. I don't need no help from no dad. I got my spiritual father and I have a dad that raised me. He's not my biological father, but he's my stepdad that raised me as a dad when I got a little older and stuff. So I'm good on that. No, I'm good. I got my spiritual father. I got my patriarchal maternal fraternal spiritual ancestors, male ancestors. I got a whole army. And my stepdad is still here with me. I talk to him every day. Every day. I talk I'm good on the daddy part. I'm just talking about the different stuff like EJ Johnson saying he dates straight men and how they that's how they look at it. They look at these men. But the thing about it is these men that appear to be straight, they only use those lady boys for sexual purposes and fetishes. They don't want to be in love and embrace them as being. They are ashamed of them during the day. Like that's why I think these people are so angry because they have to put up with so much from dealing with the fact of they don't want to be with me. I gotta deal with them having a wife. I gotta deal with them having a baby, a girlfriend, and they don't want to deal with me. But when they get the desire to be on some fetish type, corn type stuff, you know what I'm saying? So I get it because that's got to be rough. Like if somebody's like, come, because a person that's constantly sleeping with you, even if you tell them like from the beginning, you know how men will tell a woman or even if they on the down low, they'll be like, look, I can't be seen with you in public, blah, blah, blah. I got a wife, I got this going on. They eventually that person gonna start having feelings as they get more attached. And if they see them out with somebody and they gotta be with a wife, that's gonna be a lot. That's any relationship. That's just human nature in general. Can I stop talking? What you say? Jay, who is this person? Uh is it UJ? Okay, I'm gonna give you some attention. Can you stop talking and get into the game right now? That's only You have Roblox. You can nah, that's the only way to get some people that play with you and next some people will join. Are you a gold man? Are you a goat? It's a kid. You better get don't know children supposed to be up here anyway. This is not for children. You don't need to be up here. I'm not Roblox. Okay, cool. Okay, you like Roblox. I'm not playing Roblox. That's what the kids and I guess grown people play it too. I don't really get into that, but there's nothing wrong with it. But I'm talking about some real. Go back and play your Roblox. Talk about some real life stuff. Are you a gold man? What that mean? Gold? Yeah, I'm gold. I got gold all in it. Okay. So these are kids. So get off children. This is not for children. This is for adults. So yeah, so the lady man thing and EJ, I think EJ was rejected. I don't know why EJ is like that. Some people say these people born that way, but you know what? When I see these elite people with these kids in Hollywood and even these churches and stuff, when they've been mentored by these pastors and these weirdos, I think they've been messed with. And think about it. If they get messed with and stuff and when they're young, they're gonna have a desire for that as they're gonna have if they don't, they're gonna have to really fight it because that's what they were introduced to when they were groomed or messed with and stuff like that. Say as a kid, so it wouldn't surprise me that they would desire that because even somebody that's been a lot of times they are promiscuous for a while when they've been essayed or and they don't understand it, but they be promiscuous because it's like that trauma and that it's like that you've been possessed and stuff like that. You got to go through the healing process to get delivered from that and get balanced out. But I don't even when somebody innocence been taken like that, I don't even look at it as like them being gay. I'm like, well, that experience happened and they don't really know what they like until they get like healed, then maybe they can decide because there's some people that has been assaulted as a kid and they might have experimented with like the same sex, but as they get older they realize that wasn't their choice and that's not what they want. So I don't look at that as like being gay. That's just my opinion. I don't look at it like that. But like if you just decide that's what you like and that's what you're gonna do, then that's your choice. And I'm not nobody to damn you to hell or I'm not gonna sit here and be like, well, you're wrong and this and that, because that's people business what they do. And I've always been like that, even when I was a Christian. But at the same time, everybody in the world is not gay. Everybody can't be gay and everybody can't be a lady. I mean, come on. That's what the guy Armin Wiggins was saying too. It's like now everybody's gay. Everybody even the women are either lesbians or whatever, and the men are all want to dress like a woman or that. Come on, everybody can't be like that. And then on top of that, I think it's popular now. But why, if it's so popular and it's legal, why is these people still scared to come out of the closet? Why they still on the down low? I think because it's a difference between being a white gay man and a black gay man. I don't think our community is still too accepting of gays, like gay men. It's all right to be a gay woman. It's accepted and cute to be a lesbian or what they call it, a dyke or whatever, butch or whatever. But I don't think it's really accepted as it is for the women to be. It's more accepted for the women to be gay than it is for a man, and I don't get that. I don't get that because this is my opinion. This is the thoughts of my son goddess 777, and it's for entertainment purposes. It's just me talking. I don't get how like it's okay for the women, but I know that's patriarchal because women really can't really do too much to each other but use like devices, and they can only like scissor each other and do the oral pleasure stuff, right? But a man, it's more that men can do, like as far as using the wine. So I mean, and that's why it don't make sense to me. Like, I'm like, ain't that what y'all there for? So why would you take that off? Like, so I don't I'm not saying that I just don't it don't make sense. Like, I know it's patriarchal in a way, the way they don't accept the men, but it's okay for a woman to be gay, but it's not okay for a man. And I'm not saying that to say that all men are like that, but I'm just saying the men do got something to I can't compete with that. Like, if I see that a man like a man, what I'm gonna do? I can't compete with that. Like, I don't have that. Like, I don't have a wand to do that or compete with a man like that. Like, that's an acquired taste that I can't satisfy. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I don't know why a woman would even like we women sometimes we don't think like a man think. Like, I've noticed like a man, he'll be like, nah, I'm not gonna get involved in that. You go, nah, I'm moving on. A woman will try to do stuff that's impossible. A woman will try to get with a man and she know he done had several failed relationships, but she'll think she is the one. That's how much confidence we got in our daggone Yanni, honey, and in our damn power. We really think we are the one, and we gonna change somebody, and they're gonna love us and treat us better than they treated. I think I don't think I've been that delusional, but I probably have in my teenage years or something like that. I probably thought like, well, back then we didn't really have a lot of things to research people and stuff, and people could lie about their past, and we didn't have the reverse lookup and the sellers where you can go and research and find out who people are. But I'm like, we have been really delusional about women have been delusional about thinking about you because somebody gonna get with you and you're gonna be there everything and change their minds because I don't understand unless a woman got a contract or agreement how she could get with a man that likes men and think that that man is not gonna ever go back and deal with another man. I mean, unless you just being a beard and you getting paid and that's some type of contract. Because there's no way in the world if that's what that man like that you can actually satisfy that man. Because he's gonna wander back to what he's accustomed to. And I'm just gonna say, like EJ Johnson, he is living a miserable life if he really thinking like, oh, I'm happy dating straight men because they're never going to show you in public, especially if they have wives and girlfriends and they are straight presenting, they're gonna deal with you when they get that desire, when they get that fetish and that freaky stuff, that freaky deek or whatever. So I just wanted to say that. Like that's why they be so angry in my opinion, because it's like a woman that's a side piece. Unless she's like really secure with herself and happy, she always want that main daggone. She want to be the main character. She's always upset with the wife or the girlfriend. She's like, when am I up next? Well, he never brings me out to the daggone what's that restaurant? Um, Ruth Chris. I'm never at the villa with him, and he has this other woman, his wife, and I'm always seen in the dark. He don't take me into the restaurant. We gotta order into the room, that type of shit. So I think that's what a lot of anger comes from because they feel like they gotta compete with these women that's actually used as the trophies and flaunted around the baby mothers, the wives, and they are hidden and the best kept secret. And it's just crazy. But anyway, that can't be a happy life because unless you just choosing to be like that, people want to be loved inherently. People want to be loved. They want to be fully embraced. They want to be accepted for who they are. You don't want to be somebody's secret and hiding unless you got something going on where they married, you married, and y'all both got something to lose and y'all gotta creep around like that. You know what I'm saying? But a single person will easily fall in love with a married person or a person that's hiding them in a down low type situation. And it's dangerous. It's dangerous because half these women that's with these men that's supposed to be straight, but messing with these lady boys, these women, some of them don't have no idea they dealing with a man and they don't use protection sometimes. Most times they don't. They don't use protection when they go and mess around with these lady boys or these men, these gay men, these so-called straight men that messes with the trans or whatever. So we have to be as a society let people be who they want to be, and maybe they wouldn't be so ashamed to come out of the closet if we would stop, I don't know. I mean, just let people do them shit and worry about yourself because this gotta stop. It has to stop. And are you a gold man? I'm a gold goddess. So what else? What is it? Tasha K raising that GoFundMe. She cannot stop talking about Cardi B or anybody that Cardi B is associated with, huh? I think she on right now. If I owe somebody $3-4 million, I wouldn't say nothing about them or nothing nobody. I'm gonna be honest. I would have took that shit down from the beginning. I ain't even gonna lie to you. And I can be a stubborn motherfucker. I can hold a grudge. I can hold a good grudge, but I'm not that stubborn or that egocentric in my ego. Well, I would have took that post down. I would have been there. I don't. It's not my job to find out what disease she has, what kind of bottles she used when she was stripping or dancing, and what kind of relationship she got with her. I don't care. Yeah, if I'm a gossiper and reporting the news, I would have reported that if somebody gave that information to me. But when it got to the point of a lady, I mean, I observe people. Like I will observe my opponent. I will study my opponent. I will study them and I will play chess. I'm not playing no checkers with people because you cannot underestimate any. I'm telling you, you be counting people out. You'd be like, oh, like the rabbit. You got to think about that shit now. Remember the race with the rabbit and the turtle? The rabbit was so comfortable thinking that they had it all figured out. The rabbit thought trying to trade up to I have some mobile uses. Oh, okay. You can get what game? I'm game Roblox. Oh, so they say now blood in the streets, it's time to buy. They say they buying assets. When they got war and blood in the streets and all this going on, they buying up the land, buying up everything now, buying up all the gold, buying up all the silver. They say is that they buying up everything when blood in. They making a bunch of money from this war. It's sad, not for them, but they making billions. And then I think if Trump stay in office, that lady, that Jewish lady, said she's gonna give him like almost $1 billion. So I think with the war, he can stay in office. And what y'all know, they talking about the draft. They say the Gen Z is preparing to go to prison, so they will not have to be drafted. Now, who in the hell gonna go over there and fight on the ground in Iran? Who? Some people will go, but I know I wouldn't. Hell no. Nah, it's just like Vietnam. It might be worse because they ready. Oh, they ready. They ready to go. Let me tell you, and I study. I know I used to tell people of stuff about what's going on and how they need to be aware of what's going on in other countries. And they would tell me, "Oh, that's not happening over here." I'm not worried about it. I'm like, listen, stuff that's happened across seas and across that water and those other countries can't affect you. And look at now. You need to know like what's going like. I would not be going to the Middle East to visit before this broke out. I wouldn't been going to Dubai. I wouldn't been going to no country over there. It'd be too much. It'd be too much uprisings and too much insurgent stuff going on anyway. I wouldn't dare go. Matter of fact, when I looked at my astrocartography, see, I do a lot of. I don't just. I'm very strategic, and I'm glad about that. I'm so damn glad. I do a lot of not just like physical stuff. I be doing my spirit. This is spiritual warfare. Everything is spiritual. I'm telling you, everything is spiritual. You got to be connected to the earth. You got to be connected to spirit. You got to be connected to your ancestors. You got to know how to move and have discernment. You can't just be asking Chat GPT this and Chat GPT ain't gonna tell you everything. It's not spiritual like that. It ain't connected to your occasion records and stuff. You better use the tools. Yeah, I use it, but I use my natural intelligence and my connection to the spirits too. I don't just be obsessed with no technology. No, honey, you gotta balance it all out. But it's no way in the world everybody running to Dubai to I'm going to Dubai. All that slavery and stuff over there, and they selling people for $50 and $100. No, I don't care how good it looks. All that, look at it now. All that mirage type shit. Nah. I ain't never desired to go there. I ain't never desired to go to UAE, none of that. Nah, because I know what's behind all of that lavish stuff they got going on. I know what's behind all of that. And I don't have nothing against nobody, but I even know what how they got to be established like that. Cause a lot of them people that's there now, even like in Egypt and all them, cause those are not the people that was there ancient times and back. Matter of fact, those aren't the same people that was there back like over in Palestine. Them people were black back in the night in the 1940s and before. They were black people. They don't assess even in Argentina and those people got blood to pay for. They have assassinated not only physically, but they have sacrificed the indigenous people of those lands. Even that Straighter Hermes was the clan mothers, the indigenous women, the dark women own that Straighter Her. That's who that belonged to. And that was ancient Persia over there. Iran is actually ancient Persia. That civilization been there. Matter of fact, they taught them how to survive when they put the sanctions and stuff on them a long time ago. They done had 10 years or more to prepare for this. They waiting for the destroy Babylon. They knew this was coming. That's why they got all their bombs and stuff being made underground, the drones and stuff. They got bunker. They've been preparing for this. Remember when they let all those black people go and kept them other hostages for a few years? They know what time it is. And also they didn't have lights at night. Because they didn't want the drones to hit them years ago. So they started making a lot of babies because they had to cut all the lights out and live in the dark so the drones wouldn't hit them years ago. And they got 90 million people. Do you really think that they're gonna give in that easy to the Israel and the US? No. No, and that man just lost his dad, his 15-month-old baby, and his wife, his other friends and family members. That's who is the supreme leader now, is the man that the US took out, son. And they took out that girls' school. Now they trying to cry and say that was a mistake because of outdated anthropic data. Okay, well, I don't know what to tell them, but they putting mines in the Strait of Hermes allegedly. This is my son goddess. This is for entertainment purposes. This is my thoughts and opinions. They are putting mines in the Straits of Hermes. Mines. And I just seen something where they said that anybody that goes through there on a ship trying to get oil for the US to benefit, that's a pure target. Okay? Anybody that try to get through there. So they gotta go a different route. They gotta take those ships and go all the way around through the Ivory Coast of Africa to bring the supplies. And guess what? That's gonna be longer waits. Not only that, it's gonna be more expensive. That's why everything going up. And that's got to do with the medication. That's hindering stuff over there in India and all that. That not don't just affect no oil. That affects the food, the medication, the electronics. They gotta have copper to make those chips and stuff that they making and stuff for those data centers and that. Mm. And they really want this. Like the Israel people, they want it because they feel like if they end the world, they can bring their Messiah down. This is spiritual warfare too. And America's in so much debt until they want to just crash it anyway. They want to crash it for the one world order. So it's a lot going on. Don't be surprised. Don't What they showing you is not what it really is. They already had this plan out. They want to get the US presence, and but that's why they hit the- they want to get the US presence out of the Middle East anyway. That way it's open field because they want to expand into Turkey. Israel want to expand into, they want to take over that whole area, honey. They want to take over that whole area. So yeah. Um Mr. Tenderism got his trademark. Is it tenderism? Yeah. Look at how that first, they say the first gonna be last and the last gonna be first. And the people came together to help him. Like he didn't know what was going on. So The internet, the people came together and woke him up. And the reason why I say that white people are the new ninjas because I see how they are really trying to get them. They done said that the black youth in America was a threat to them. That's what they said over there in Israel, which we already know. We done been going through this. A lot of our people know. We done been through it. We been through this phone. We know what else can do it. What the hell else? They done took us out. We back. They done try to get rid. We already know, but they made the white people think because if they're not them, they look at them as goyim. They look at them as cattle. So that's why Nick Fuentes is talking about we need to get with the black people and we all need to, all come together so we can get rid of this enemy. No. No, because y'all will be right back to that same old bullshit. You don't talk you and those people like what's that man, Charlie Kirk and all the way they talk about how diabolical the indigenous people are, I wouldn't trust them. The way they spread that racism propaganda, now they see that they on the chopping block. But when black people and or the original indigenous peoples on the chopping block, when they was like really just shooting black people down for being in a police stopping in them and stuff, it was all y'all need to follow the law. Y'all need to obey the law. Y'all this and y'all all that. I mean, really? And now when it's your turn, you think somebody going you wondering why people silent and they tending to their bit minding their business? Nobody helped our people like that. It was some of them now that did sacrifice and help. It was some. It wasn't a lot. But they think that being married to another race gonna fix it. It ain't fixed it yet. That's their agenda anyway. They want the world to be mixed race because they feel like they can control the biracial people better than they can control the white people or the all original people. So that's an agenda. They want that to happen. They want they because they feel like they can control the biracial people and they can use them as puppets. Which I have family that is biracial, and I don't have nothing against. I'm just saying the agenda of these wicked people. I'm just telling you the agenda of them because that's what happened to the Moors. The Moors had children with the. That's where the Italians come from. That's where the other races come from too. The Spanish conquistadors that came over here and infiltrated, and they turned against their father because their mother could never gain royal status because that Moor had a black wife or an original indigenous wife, and the mother was a harem, and the son got angry because he wanted to avenge his mother. So they turned against their fathers and brought that was one war, but it was a lot of inside turmoil going on. And the matriarch was ruling, so I don't know what happened with that. I don't know if the women was overusing their powers or what, but they took the matriarch down, and then the patriarch took over, and then the church. It seemed like some of the Moors didn't do that. They didn't want to have babies with the people, those people, because they didn't feel like they were, human enough. They had civil, because the Moors the one taught them how to bathe and how to walk upright and how to take baths. They didn't know how to. They were walking on all fours. So once they started cleaning up the women, they started sleeping with some of them and having babies. And eventually, the children saw where the kids would be okay. They would take the children and raise them, but the mother would still be at a lower place in society as like a harem or a prostitute or whatever. So the children turn against their fathers, and now they know that history can repeat itself because they just feel like they feel like they can rule over the mixed race better than they can because they feel like the white man in America has gotten too much because the white man like they did on that White House, they'll crash out over what they believe in. They gonna you got some indigenous black people that will too, but for the most part they are not, and they got their guns. They want to take their guns. That's why they have a lot of these shootings and stuff going on because they want to take these because they know them patriots, they ain't gonna play. They not gonna play. They'll die for their cause. They sure will, and I respect that. Like I respect, them rednecks and them damn patriots. They got all them weapons. They've been training their kids since their kids could walk. Cause I lived out in the woods. Like I lived out in the woods a couple of times, and I have drove by spots where you see them in the woods training. Them kids know. Them kids know how to use a weapon better than some military people. So that's yeah, they the new niggas. The white people are the new. They want to get rid of them. That's why you see Nick Fuentes and a whole lot of them trying to merge with other cultures and black people because they know that they are a target. And when you see like we've been knowing like how to shop and budget and buy food and we've been knowing like when you might can't pay your bills and you might gotta stay in the hotel. When I was like a teenager, I had got married as a teen. We stayed in hotels. We lived in hotels sometimes in between trying to get our stuff together and get a place. But I was like, I'm tired of this. I don't like living in no hotels. I want, even though it was nice hotels, I don't particularly like living in them. If I had to, I would. I did it when my house kitchen caught on fire and I had like the whole kitchen area. It was a luxury like hotel with the room was suite with the kitchen and all that. But I still didn't particularly care for it like that. So we've been doing that. They living like they doing the stuff we used to do to survive and stuff now because they see that it was all we try to tell people that the white and black thing was invented to divide the working class people. They invented that in the 1600s when they published the Bible to tell you that the slave and the this and the turn the other cheek and all that. Now I believe I believe that Bible got power. It was written by some high level masons, but I don't believe everything because I believe that it's used as a military tactic. It's all in how you read it and your mindset because this can be used as a military tactic to control people too. So you just have to be tapped in within yourself and know who you are before you go reading these books and letting them brainwash you. And my pastor said this, my pastor said that, and the pastor did. You got to have that discernment within you to be able to, to know that you know that you know. So trying to trade up to what? Yeah, but yeah, y'all better get y'all some. I don't know. The gold is up, but y'all they say that's silver, and I'm about to go hop over here and look at my guy, the Seer the Duke of Tears. Before I listen to him, I go on and drop mine, and then we be lining it up. I'm trying to think. What else did I talk about? Oh yeah, Tasha K and Cardi B and honey, I wouldn't say shit about no Stephon Diggs. I wouldn't say nothing about. I wouldn't give a damn if Pre was my sister. I wouldn't say shit till I got out of that NDA and got that lady her damn. What is it? It's either I don't know if she got to pay 3.4 million or 1.2. I thought Cardi B made an agreement, but if she break the agreement, does she got to turn right back around and pay 3.4 million, $20,000 a month? And then it can't go below that no matter what. She can't drop below 20,000. But if her money increase, she got child. And I wouldn't say nothing about no Super Bowl. I wouldn't give a damn. I, and I ain't no scary motherfucker, but I ain't crazy neither. It ain't my ego ain't it. No. I would have took that shit down a long time ago before it even got that far. I think. Yeah. Ain't that serious. But when you in your ego and you trying to play that damn dog eat game, honey, it'll have you boosted up. I ain't gonna say I ain't never been in mine, but honey, I'm glad I know at now when to go sit my ass down. And you gotta study your opponent. You can't just be like Trump and them listening to your damn handlers and shit. And yeah, go on and blow them up, and then they're gonna surrender, and we gonna be able to go in there and take over the Strait of Hermes and get that oil too, like we did Venezuela. Hell no, that's a whole different shit. Whole different ball game over there in Iran, baby. Them people is always talking about death to America. Oh, Babylon, the fall of Babylon. Them motherfuckers is ready to. I studied their religion. They are shy are over there. They are Shia, not Sunni. So they believe that that it stays in the family. The political people that rule are family, and they have some kin to they're connected. They got to be connected to Muhammad, and they venerate this. They not sitting here gonna be crying. They're gonna be ready to. They believe in martyr and dying for what they believe in. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I believe they just warning us about Iran is a threat because they want to get rid of us anyway. Like they want to do the population control. They want to do their 9/11 bullshit with the population control. They can put more fear into more Americans, and they can also clear the way for their smart cities and cut the population down. Cause they got to get rid of what is it? The what's that man name that's at the World Economic Forum? Klaus and all them and Claus or whatever. The weird. I done see these people like him and Bill Gates look like they as a little boy, as a little Bill Gates, like he was dressed as a girl. Then I seen one with Claus. He looked like he had on a diaper on the beaches. They weird. You know these people were raised by these daggone disembodied creep. That ain't no. That's why they don't act human because they're not. Bill Gates and all them, Epstein, all that group, they all together. All these billionaires is weirdos, and that's who running everything. They not running it. They running around. They not running everything. The powers that were. That's why they losing their minds because they done ran out of time. They losing their minds because they ran out of time. But Klaus and all them, so they trying to kill a few birds with one stone. With the population control, they got to cut down. Um, and then they got to make way for their smart cities. They're trying to what else are they trying to do? Oh, put fear, because you know when people scared. Oh, and make sure that you don't own anything and you're happy about it. And you like whatever you want me to do. I don't have any food anyway. Like I might as well go fight the war over there because what am I? At least I can eat. I can eat 3 meals a day, and then crime rate is going down in a lot of these states. They not telling you that crime people is phasing out of that. They waking up to the point where they commit less crime. You know that was all an agenda, all that black on black crime bullshit. That Kirk and Fuentes and all the rest of these, even these black people like Anton Daniels. And you remember how Candace Owen was talking that all that shit about how bad black people are. Now the new nigga is the white people and the Spanish people that's done came in their country and can't drive and done fucked everything up. They're not the white people, but the Spanish people that they invited here, the Democrats, to vote so that they can have a class of voters that don't gotta include white and black people, because they with the shit too, cause they could have helped stop this war, the Democrats. But why they wait so late to file the paperwork? Cause they in on it. They in on it too. They in the Epstein files. We all talking about, oh, Trump is a this and that. It's all of them in them files. The Democrats too. So I don't want to hear not another damn person talk about Trump. Trump. They all say all of them, all of them, all of them. It's like it would make a fucking difference if you vote Democratic or Republican, please. The same birds of a fucking feather. They just up there playing they Truman Show actor skills, pretending like they hate each other, and they all doing that shit together, making that damn organ harvesting, child trafficking, eating meat, human meat money. The fuck? How you think they lining their pockets? It's the new dope. Been the new dope. It's been the new dope money for a long time. So I don't even shit. And this is not just this is a world. Them people over there, UAE, that's got them people flying over there to get shitted on too. They all in that shit together. I never understood. I don't want nobody to see me in no Dubai, and especially not in no single person by myself over there. Hell no. I ain't into donkeys, and I ain't into. I don't like no. I don't like nobody doing no defecating on me. I don't like none of that. Nah. Not for no amount of fucking money. I don't give a shit. I just go without before I fucking go through that. No. No, I can't do them type of rituals. I do my little meditation rituals and do my little I get a little head, but I ain't doing all that for no damn fame and no fucking money. You can keep it. Nope. I remember I don't even want it's disgusting. Somebody I was some I've had like weirdos try to come for me in my inboxes and stuff like that. And this man was asking me to do something about some people drinking stuff out of a cup. I was like, if you don't get the fuck off my line, hell no. The weird. Look, I can get freaky, but it's some shit I'm not doing all that extra weird shit that y'all be doing. I'm not gonna do it. I'm not. I'm not. I'm listen. I like to have a good time. And I like to hunch up and get it popping, but some shit, it ain't my cup of tea. And I ain't look. I don't want to trend and fit in with that shit. No, ew. Mm-mm. What it? What thrill do that? Oh no, I don't even want to think about it. Drinking something out of a cup? Oh hell no. Why? Why now? I can see it's coming straight from the source, and I ain't saying that I would do that for that either. But that's just too much in a cup. What? Mm. These people doing, let me tell you, they be doing all kind of rituals with these weak-minded people, and they be paying these people money. And what they doing is sucking out your soul and possessing you and all kind of shit. And you sit there, yeah, I can make this money because they got everything high and making you think you're gonna be in fear mongering to being in poverty. They look, they want to take everything and make sure you don't own nothing anyway. And then you got all these billionaires buying up everything, the land, they buying the R where you park your RVs at. They buying up them bitches is buying vinegar and butter, Bill Gates, and making it unhealthy for you, putting plastic and all this bullshit in it. Did you see where they talking about the fried chicken from KFC is human too? Now McDonald's, that man done told you that was churned up children. That McDonald's food, people still eating there. They got to come out and tell you in plain sight. But what about the daggone KFC commercial where they dip that boy in water and he come out as that piece of cheese? They telling us, mm, ain't none of this food safe. It's time to go back to growing your own shit, making your butter, your I made me some chocolate. I show you, cause I like to buy that German chocolate. I like to buy the good chocolate. I like that fruit and nut. I like the imported chocolate, but I do eat that American stuff too. But I see that I'm noticing that shit when you read it, it's all poison. So I be trying to learn how to make my own stuff because I know what's in it as much as I can and upgrade it to be able to just control everything that go in my body as much as I possibly can. So well, this has been my son goddess. I'm about to get out of here now, and I gotta charge up these devices anyway. So I think I've talked about everything. Leviathan, wake up, Leviathan, wake up, Tiamat, wake up, Mama, who wake up, Leviathan. This shit. I know our ancestors. I know our ancient ain't looking like we just need a few more because they doing too much now. Like it's time to start. It's time to purify this. It's time to purify this shit again. This shit done got way overboard the tipping scale. It's time to purify this shit again. They're gonna do I believe they're gonna do a blue beam fake rapture. Y'all better be careful. I believe they're gonna do a fake blue beam rapture. I do. Yep. Everybody just ground and stay connected to yourself, your higher self going within. Keep going within, working on your healing. Don't let this shit get don't give a fuck about nothing but going within you and healing you and going deeper within you and finding out who you are and staying in touch with nature, connected to your ancestors that love you unconditionally. Do not let this shit it's gonna be all right. Don't let this shit get to you. Cause what can you do? I noticed that worrying. I used to worry when I was a teenager. Worry it ain't do shit, but stress me out, make my stomach upset, give me a headache, and make me sick. Fuck that. For what? For what? I'm gonna think what I want and create what I want. It is what it is. I ain't gonna. This shit ain't written in stone. You can't write out my life. You're not gonna sit here and let me and make me invite you in and invite these thoughts in because you trying to write out my script for me. Oh no. Oh no. I believe my report. Okay. I create my words, my worlds, and what my thoughts and my words and my actions. So this has been my son Goddess 777. It's a lot of shit going on. We in a Mercury retrograde as we speak. So you're gonna be tested with shit that you the universe trying to be like, oh, are you gonna walk it like you talking? You sure? You sure you got it? You got it hot? You dropping it like it's hot? Okay. I'm gonna test you. This retrograde is gonna test you like never before. And then this Aries. What is Aries and Neptune? It's spiritual warfare time, honey. Like I've been telling some people that was talking to me today, they was like, "Oh my God, you were right. This is it." I was like, "Look, I ain't in this like what Jaru? I ain't in this shit for nothing. I'm not gonna keep doing something that don't work for me. Just cause you pastor told me to do." And shout out to my pastor. May she rest in power. This is her birthday. Happy Earth Day. I love her. She was a very instrumental person in my life. Very instrumental, very loving, very wise, very kind. And it came to a point where I know she really labored with me, and I really was appreciative to her. And it just came to a point where I got to a point where I told her one time, I was like, "Look, let me take you away from all of that. We just need to go somewhere and chill. You need to retire from that, because them people, they're gonna be who they're gonna be. It's just a bunch of ignorant people that just want to take over your church. And you seem like you done all you could do, and now it's I told her that. I see it like, and now it's time to walk away." She would laugh. And she would tell me, "When are you coming back to church?" I was like, "Look, I'm gonna come and visit when I come back in town, but I'm gonna tell you the truth. Like, this is real. And this is how I talk to my pastor." I was like, "I don't believe in some of that stuff. I don't think that I should be able to I'm gonna tell you what I told her. I said, "Listen, I'm not ready to forgive this motherfucker for what he did to me right now, and I'm not going back. I don't believe in one marriage. I'm done with this motherfucker. I don't found me somebody that I can get along with better anyway. So I don't think it's gonna be respectful for me to be going to your church pretending like I believe in that, and I don't. I'm living my life like a different type of way, but I love you as a person and I respect you. But I'm happy like with the life I'm lit. Like I was respectful. I was just like, and when I would come to town, I would take her all kind of little goodies, and she loved for me to cook her lamb. I would do that. Like I can love somebody, but I'm so honest. I was like, "Look, I can't live like that. I'm not going back to that nigga. I don't like him and I don't hate him or whatever, but I barely escaped getting a charge from him making me crash out. So it's been times I had to walk away because honey, this man was testing me." So she be laughing. I was like, "But when I come to town, when I come to my mother's house, I'm gonna cook." And I would go visit her. I love her to this day. She look, I appreciate it. I don't throw no baby out with no bath water. I appreciate it because that brought me through. I needed that at that time. I needed what she had for me, and I appreciated it. But it's levels to this shit. Like I became more awakened to myself and realizing like I don't have to like give my energy to an outside source. It's all within me. I started really tapping into it. Took a while, and I was going through some dark times because I wouldn't let shit go. I was hurting. I was in pain, and I had to go through the process of shadow work, and it took a while. But hey, it took me a while. I have had some serious talks with my pastor. May she rest in power. Happy Earth Day to her. Happy happy Earth Day. Happy solar return. I mean, I have gotten real with her to the point where you wouldn't even think you'd be able to talk to a late an esteemed. This won't no rinky dink type pastor. This was an esteemed, like an empress type educated woman that ran her own business. She had it like she won't no joke. Like, and I was like, "Listen, I can't do it. Like I'm not happy." And I was like, "It's so many people that's there. Those people are horrible. I don't know how you deal with." I told my pastor that the people she was pastoring was some horrible people and how mean they were, and like they just ignorant, like some stiff neck. I was like, if you remind me, I told my pastor, I said, "You remind me of Moses in the damn wilderness. I will let's go, leave their ass. Come, let's go, let's just leave." I told her, my pastor, "I don't take you away from this shit." Cause I was like, they ain't no good. And you know what? And she really gave too much because They looked at her and worshiped her, but they didn't see the human part. I saw the human part that she needed to be able to go to somebody. That she needed to be able to let her hair. You see, you can't always be like, she's a Pisces, and that's a healer. Those are the spiritual healers, the teachers, and they really, ride or die for you. But you gotta know when to restore yourself. You gotta know when to go off and replenish. You do. You gotta know when it's time for the healer to be healed. You gotta know when it's time for the generator to be charged up. You gotta know. Cause you will give and give. And people, you can't beat it into them. You can lead a horse to the water, but you might barely get a motherfucker like you out of the team. Cause you know what I'm saying? Cause it say the road is narrow to that leads to life out to life. When I'm looking at that, I ain't thinking like, well, you going to heaven or hell. I'm thinking like the road is so narrow that leads to eternal life because you gotta do a lot of work on yourself. You gotta be accountable. You can't be like, Jesus gonna fix it and forgive me for my sin. You gotta work on yourself. It's a narrow road. It's a narrow road. It ain't gonna be many people. It's not gonna be many people that find it because they don't want to let the ego sit down. Like you don't gotta throw your ego in the trash. You might need that Mars. You might need that ego energy. You might gotta battle or fight, spiritual, physical. You gotta know when to take it up and control it though. You gotta know how to use it for your benefit. You have to know how to control your demons and not let your demons control you. That's what it's about. It's about not going without. It's about going within. Many people ain't gonna find it. Just like when I listen at I take the chew the meat and spit in Matthew when they talk about the sower went out to sow, and some of the seeds fell on good ground. Some of the seeds just fell by the wayside. Some of the seeds fell on some weeds where it would look like it was gonna grow, but the weeds grew up and choked it. But the seeds that fell on good ground, they bear fruit. Then I think about the story of the talent, where the master came or whatever it says. They gave another person 5 talents. The person he gave one to, they went off and just didn't do nothing with it. The one he gave two to, they were playing too. But the one he gave like 5 to, they went off and created 5 more talents. So when he came back and he seen what they were doing with it, he cast out the one that were playing, the one that were multiplying. He's like, yeah, that's what I. So I mean, it's when you guiding people and leading people, that's tough. When you mentoring and healing and just spiritually, rescuing people, you got to know when to rescue yourself too, because you got to be a physician to yourself. You got to know when to recharge. You got to know when to say no. You got to know when to get away and replenish yourself. You know what I'm saying? Hydrate your spirits, oxidize your spirit. Give your spirit the elements, the water, fire, air, and earth. You gotta know when to rejuvenate and charge up yourself and plug yourself up to the charger and shut yourself down. Shut yourself down to the world. You gotta tell people like, no, I need some time because it's too much. You doing too much. Like it's too much on me. I need a break. You got to. You gotta know your boundaries. You gotta know when to say no. You gotta know when to go take a break and to recharge yourself and replenish yourself. And you got to love yourself and value yourself and know that you are a spiritual being in a human body that it's got to be recharged. You can't just deplete yourself and give. Even if money is not ain't no value to no money. You can give of your spiritual gifts and of your wisdom, of your counseling and your knowledge and your healing, and that can deplete you worse than it. You be better off sometimes just giving a motherfucker money, cause that's a more draining when you pouring out your soul, heart, and mind than just hey, I'm gonna just pay you. What they say, a rich man, it ain't nothing for him to give you money, but a man that's only got $20 that give you that $20, that's very special, because he giving that 20 his last from the heart. So this has been Monster and Goddess 777. Y'all have a wonderful Friday the 13th. Friday the 13th is very spiritual. The number 13 is associated with the matriarch. It's associated with Tiamat, with Mama Wasa. That's very spiritual. They made it seem like this was a evil day, but it's very, very spiritual. You might want to look at the alignments of the planets and do your meditations and tap in, because it's a very spiritual day. This has been Monster and Goddess 777. Please like, subscribe, and share. Let me know what you think about what I talked about, and please support Mayat's Temple of Healing and Unconditional Love. Bye bye.